I've been working on manifesting something, and my inner children are like, I don't know if we can do it. And this is when you can come in and talk about all of the things that you have achieved in life, all of these wonderful things that you have experienced, that you have manifested, to showcase to them, girl, if we did this, we can do this too. Like, probably what you are experiencing right this moment is like a blip compared to some other things that you have experienced, whether that is positive, neutral, or negative. So I'm gonna toot my own horn for a second, because I listen back to all of my videos, because it's one thing to think things in your mind, it's another to write them down, and then it's another to actually hear yourself articulating them. So I utilize these as a type of subconscious mindset reprogramming. So we're going to go through these together. I created a fabulous website, my Stan Store, with all these beautiful cartoons and anime. It's very on brand for the magic that I like to exude. And at one point in my life, I was just crying on the bathroom floor, so frustrated with building a website. But you know what? We're here now, and it's amazing. The highest paid client that I have signed in my spiritual business is $7,500. I was very proud of that, a mile marker in a mentorship program. I made $70,000 in my business last year. I went to Asheville, California, Texas, and New Orleans in the last 2 years. I had a child. I gave birth to my son, which that was a whole, endeavor in and of itself, like birthing a child into existence. I take care of my household, pups, and my son as a solo mom. I have created 2 really amazing courses that I have currently that I'm very, very proud of, helping people with their relationship with money and their spiritual gifts. I was really brave in my self-concept and recently put out a $10,000 offer in my spiritual business. I make things very accessible for others. I'm very proud of that, of different offerings and price points for things, so everyone can grow and evolve and be a part of the community. I have slimmed my face. I have been doing lymphatic drainage, and I have seen a huge difference in just a couple of weeks. I remembered that I love myself. That's a big one. Very proud of. I built my social communities to over 50,000 people across all social media platforms. I manifested being gifted a car, the one that I currently have, Little Meatball. I am consistently growing and evolving every single day, moment by moment. I gave up smoking and drinking. I taught myself how to be a content creator. I started and owned a doggy daycare for 7 years and generated over $1 million in sales. And the business is still going, but obviously different owners. I ran a STEM program at a nonprofit. I was a vegetarian for 3 years. That was intense in the beginning to give up, meat. I left a long-term toxic relationship and struck out on my own as a solo mom. I healed my anxiety, depression, and my eating disorder. I became a extremely proficient channeler, psychic channeler. I went to school for psychology, went to college. I worked through my fear of men. I had some deep-seated trauma that I was not aware of until I was in my 30s. And when that came to light, a lot of things started making sense, and I was able to work with my inner children and heal that and have a different experience now. I created and ran a whole academy, the Quantum Evolution Academy. I have manifested podcast speaking opportunities. I figured out how to thrive with my ADHD and autism. And I taught myself how to do guided meditations. I got to meet Robin Zazio from Hoarders. She was a blonde psychologist. I went to a continuing education event and got to meet her there. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other things. I sat down for 5 minutes and all this came out, but oftentimes you don't remember when you're in certain experiences and circumstances. And I'm not saying that yours need to look the same as mine, obviously. Like, a lot of those are not just tangible results, intrinsic results as well. Okay, how are you making shifts in your physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental well-being? Like, that's just as important and noteworthy of celebration. But oftentimes when you are just feeling super bogged down in life, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, girl, you better sit down and do this exercise and remind yourself exactly who you are and what you are capable of. This is not the first time that we have done this, and what we're manifesting right now is not even comparison to some of these other things. Not that they're levels above or below, but you know what I'm saying. And exercises like these help you embody the new version of yourself, the one that's very confident and knows that you are the creator of your reality and you can make anything happen. So I wanted to share this as an example and give you a little bit more boost of energy in your own life. I love you so much. I hope you have the absolutely most magical day. You can do it. You can do this.